Warning: this program is intended for adults of legal drinking age. Whiskey is consumed and discussed. The intent is to educate our palates on the differences of whiskey flavors and not an intent to get drunk. Please drink responsibly.
Hey everybody, my name is Andrew Pearce. I have a confession to make. I don't like whiskey. Fucking love whiskey. As always, Joseph Limbaugh.
That is me. I am Joseph Limbaugh. My confession is that I fucking love whiskey. And we have my very good friend, Brian Breiter, an amazing lawyer and improviser here. And Brian, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm well rested. I just came back from vacation and then was treated to the fact that I get to be with my friends drinking whiskey. And you know how I feel about whiskey. It's my third time on the show.
Seems like you fucking love it.
Might come back.
Fucking love whiskey.
Well, that's great. That's how the show works. Is we're going to taste 4 whiskeys. Approximate time codes are down there in the corner. And if you're on YouTube and you want to, in the future, you want to not watching this live, you want to go ahead. That's what you can do. What
and
else
these
about
are all
the show?
special whiskeys from Scotland because you just got back from Scotland, right?
2 weeks ago, I got back from Scotland. I smuggled I imported a bunch of whiskey in my suitcase. And these are distillery exclusives that we're having today. A couple of them were hand filled by me, which, don't blame the filler. It's the whiskey that's good.
You actually took bottles and filled them up yourself.
You have this little thing and you fill it, and then they take it and they put the cork on, they put the UK export stamp on it. You sign your name in a little book. Yeah.
Wow, what a treat. I feel so privileged to try this.
I'm super excited because 3 of these I've not tasted before. And we've also got the Clydeside, which is one of the newest distilleries in Scotland, a single cask hand-filled bottle from them too. So without further ado, we'll talk more during this, but let's start with the first one, which is the Aberlour 15-year-old single cask edition.
I'm going to pour mine.
First
Here it is, yes.
Barrel, so a bourbon barrel. Very pale, but distillery exclusive, single cask, 15-year-old.
So you went with a group of how many people?
There was 6 of us for most of the trip, and then 7 kind of for the final bit on Isla and back to Loch Lomond area, and then Edinburgh.
Stay in like a castle?
We never did that, but we, on Isla, we stayed in a house that was right on Loch Indal on the bay. It was just unbelievable.
But if you want to stay in a castle, you can come to D&D in a castle in October, and I will be your dungeon master.
Wow. I want to go to a castle.
You come.
Come, we're going over to Isla afterwards.
Oh, you're going too?
Well, I don't know for D&D in a castle yet. I've looked at my schedule.
You guys, I have a feeling you're going to drink a lot of whiskey while you're there.
But yeah, we're going to do that warehouse tour at Brooklady.
I'm excited.
Anyways, let's get into this whiskey.
So we're starting off at like 52%, right? So this is climbing right up that hill. Might have to
Kind of shy in the nose for me.
I would agree. Yeah, I'm not like it's there, but it's like that first after taking the lid off, it took me a while. Now I can kind of catch some stuff like it's like pears.
Wow, wow.
Oh, did you already taste it?
I just did. I got tired of smelling it.
For me, it smells like pears and brandy is what I'm gonna say, like stewed in brandy.
It didn't have a very strong bouquet.
Yeah, the nose a little shy, but after you
Smell it now that you've tasted it though.
Licorice, black licorice aftertaste.
I can kind of see that.
A little bit of that, yeah, for sure.
It's still hot on my tongue.
Yeah, it's hot. Yeah.
It has the finish has a lasting heat to it. Yeah, I mean, it does smell like now the nose to me, it smells like a sweet black licorice, like a black licorice that's like, not like a traditional one, but one that's like, I don't know, that's trying to be a, more candy-like.
It had a candy. candy taste.
Also, like maybe saltwater taffy or
Kind of grainy.
And this is from what part of Scotland?
This is from Aberlour. This is a Speyside. So the Spey River is one of the major rivers that drains north into the ocean and has a lot of tributaries. And so that's a really good water source for making whiskey because you need about 100 gallons per gallon of whiskey produced.
there's a lot of distilleries in that area. I do find that Speysides do often have like a candy sort of a smell or flavor to them. Like
And is this owned by a particular family that's been doing this for ages and hundreds of years, or is this a newer?
No, this has been around for a long time. It's like a Willy Wonka entrance, this kind of gnome-like stone building in the front that you walk into where the distillery manager used to.
Does the distillery manager come out with a can and then it gets stuck in the cobblestones and then he does a somersault?
Yeah, except he maintains his crankiness for the whole tour.
Did you, Andrew, tell me the truth? Were you sipping from the river of whiskey and you fell in?
I fell in.
And you got sucked into the pipe? Did that happen?
And I was banished. Yep.
Wow.
You're the Augustus Gloop of whiskey. Is that?
Do they have like Scottish Oompa Loompas there that they're wearing kilts?
I saw a lot of purple folk. I don't know. That might be.
We're Scuba Loompas.
Scuba Loompas. Am I going to science this up?
You certainly can if you're interested. Yeah, this was founded in 1879. It's currently owned by the Chivas brothers, which is a Pernod Ricard.
Yeah, Chivas Regal. Right?
Chivas Regal. Yeah.
Regal. Yeah, this. Now, I bet this will probably do okay with water. I mean, that's pretty strong. It's 52%. I mean,
yeah, I think it'll survive it.
And plus, we have the Speyside water, so I'm always interested to put the water in when it's from the region.
From the region, yeah. And I don't feel bad about putting water in this one because it's really not.
Yeah, I want it to do
so
something
shy
different.
in the nose, right?
Yeah,
and
I want
the flavor
to
was
see if I
kind
can.
of, it felt very consistent.
Yeah, it really was. My mustache is getting in the way of my ability to smell.
I get more kind of fresh baked bread in the nose now with water.
That's actually exactly what I was thinking. Like bready.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of bread, do they have food at these distilleries when you go, or is it just drinking?
Not usually. It's usually
No
just drinking.
snacks.
Occasionally, there's a couple that paired it with chocolates,
Oh, yes.
which was really nice. But for me, I don't need the food to go with it. Like
I get more like raw dough or like unbaked bread or maybe even like cake batter, like a really not super sweet cake batter, but more like like a very light. Yeah.
If you want to, okay, that opened up in the taste an awful lot.
Yeah, I like that with water, I think.
Oh, much better.
Yeah.
Wow.
The bite is the fiery bite is gone, replaced by salty.
Mm-hmm. Something salty.
Like salted caramels or
Caramel. That's
yeah.
Yummy.
Yeah, it's like before it was just like a beep, and now it's like a like it, like that. There's I don't know if that explains anything. That's my explanation.
That sound
Got it. You understood. It made sense.
Perfect.
I understood it.
I wonder what Thad thinks. What is Thad gonna say?
Yeah.
All right. So I haven't tasted it with water yet. I just got done nosing it with water, but like without water, for me, it's interesting on the nose for me. There's definitely some seaweed, some like coastal lines in there. Something that reminded me of like just a damp funk, right? Like you have that shower towel that you need to wash, but you just haven't yet, like, damp funk. And then past that,
Also the name of my band, Damn Funk.
I got some like school supplies box, a little bit of brown sugar, and there was like there's a very small hint of like something that's about to spoil, but like it's like you would like still like maybe eat it, you know? Like it's not spoiled, but it's about to spoil.
Mhm.
How much of this is fake right now? Because that was a really descriptive take on that. I don't taste any spoiled food.
No, that's on the nose. For the
Oh,
taste,
just on the nose. Oh.
for
He
the
was just
taste,
doing the nosing notes right now.
it's
That
a
is fucking
very
awesome.
That is a lot. I
sorry.
miss a lot of
That's why we have him on the show. He makes it legit. We're just like, this smells good, and Thad's like, let me tell you what's happening.
This smells like a rotting corpse. By the way, how was the food? What's Scottish food? Is it all haggis?
I mean, there's a lot of that, but there's also a lot of good food. I think the internet has really improved Scottish
Wait, are you
food.
saying haggis isn't good food?
It is, but it's like it's not the be all and end all of Scottish food. Is what I'm saying. It's like there's really good local, fish and produce, and it's just they really are making it really well. So
Is it called produce? Produce there or produce?
I don't know. What did I say?
You said
produce.
You said produce. I like some produce. I buy produce at the grocery store.
The grocery store?
Grocery.
Whatever.
Grocery.
Who's asking you? That taste.
Yeah, what did it taste like that for you?
So I finally tasted it with water, but without water, it was a very sweet heat. Got some pears on there. There was like a lot of bitterness for me, kind of like chewing on plant root. And then on the finish, I definitely agree with Brian. Definitely black licorice there.
Yeah.
With water, on the nose, completely agree with y'all. Definitely like fresh bread. For me, it was a fresh cinnamon bread. And then on the taste with water, I actually like this with water because of the taste. It definitely tones down the bitterness. A little bit more sweetness comes out, and then like more peppery, like cayenne notes come into the taste for me.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, this is like for me, definitely like the water made the taste like so much better, which is surprising. That seldom happens.
Yeah, the water improved it immensely. I liked it before, but it was like delicious with the water.
Yeah.
If you want to pair food with whiskey, I would suggest becoming a member of the SMWS, the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society, or finding someone who can take you to the Queen Street restaurant in Edinburgh, because they will give you a 7-course meal paired with whiskey for each course. And
wow, that sounds awesome.
Yes,
that's what
I'd like to try that.
Oh, you should try it. You should
come and visit us
out there
in October.
By the way, my wife is dying to go to Scotland because she's in love with all these hunky guys that are on these shows.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that Highland tourism there. You can always tell.
And she's like, I'm going because this, I forget what Sam Hewen. Is that his name? Sam Hewen?
I think so. Yeah.
This big hunky, like gingery guy.
Gingery. Gingery. I like that.
Yeah. Very good. I enjoyed that. I drank it all up.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, we got 2 minutes left, so I mean, I guess we can move ahead in a second. But
well, no.
You don't want to? No, we got 1 minute.
Did
left.
I drink it too fast?
No.
No, there's no too fast. We just yeah.
You know what? I'll just introduce the next one while we're
We
waiting.
try to do one every like 15 minutes.
Same distillery, Aberlour. This is a 10-year-old sherry cask. You can see the color is a little deeper in this baby here. Also distillery exclusive, but we're going up in percentage here, 58.3. Duty. Yeah.
15.3. Ooh, that's a jump. Yeah, we're going right up, aren't we?
We're going right up. We're professionals. We can manage this.
I have to tell my son that he's going to watch me get drunk. He's standing off here to the side.
Ooh.
Hey, no, you want to watch Dad get drunk again?
And this is a sherry cask, so
yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, of course it is. There it is.
Leather, chocolate and leather.
No, you want some chocolate and leather?
It's like sliding down a water slide made of dark chocolate with dark chocolate liquid pouring through.
Talk about Willy Wonka.
Yeah, this is you're that kid stuck in the tube.
Yeah, this is the kid stuck in the. This is Augustus Gloop.
Oh, Hi, first time chatter. Aya Morgan. Aya. I pronounce all words wrong.
Aya
So
Morgan.
I apologize. Aya. Oh my. You know, I always think I like bourbon casks better, but then I smell a sherry cask
I
whiskey,
know.
and it's just.
I know. Yeah.
So where do they get these sherry casks? This is a silly question, but I
It's
don't know
not.
the answer. They go to sherry distilleries and buy the casks from them.
Yes.
Yeah, and since sherry is no longer like a super popular liqueur, like it's not that popular anymore, there are like distillers that just make sherry so that the cask can be used to make scotch, and the sherry they just put in windshield wiper fluid or whatever, right? I mean, that's
Yeah. They'll sell it for whatever. Yeah.
Really? So they just like there's rivers of sherry just going down the street.
Yep. Well,
Bums scoff
but
at it.
that would be an ecological disaster, but no, they use it for whatever. But yeah, the sherry casks, I think they often said they were like 3,000, 3,500 or something for a sherry cask. So they're super valuable. Whereas
More
a
valuable than the sherry itself.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And when we've had like we have like at tastings before had side by side like a sherry a scotch that was from a sherry cask when sherry was like a drink, side by side by now, and there is a difference. I feel like the sherry casks where people were actually drinking the sherry and someone was in charge of making it taste good were better casks. I mean, in my opinion, it seems like that's the case anyway for my limited sample size.
At Bunnahabhain, the guy there knew so much about sherry and actually taught me a lot that I didn't know. For example, sherry, even though we are used to it having this color, is actually from a white grape. Like it starts as a white wine in the first cask. When it's below a certain percentage, on top there will form a kind of not mold, but a covering,
Scum,
fungus, a scum, whatever it is, and that keeps it kind of light. So a Fino sherry is going to be pale. That's because it's from that type of cask. Once they in the Soleras, they then transfer to other casks, and it gets a higher percentage. That goes away. That covering on top goes away. The yeast offshoot or whatever it is. Here's how much I retained. But then air gets to it and it starts oxidizing, and that starts giving it the deep red color that we're familiar with sherry. But it's just basically what kind of age it is that defines whether it's a Fino sherry or if it's an Oloroso sherry, because Oloroso is red and Fino is white. And it goes down. And I think only Pedro Jimenez is the only kind of sherry that's made from a different type of grape, but still a white grape, but still, in the Soleras that go down like that. So
but it's a different type of white grape is what you're saying.
Yeah. But
we should taste this.
We should taste this. Sorry. I've got a big Dechar on. Oh my.
Oh, that is very sherry-licious. Like this has a strong taste of sherry to it. Or port. It has that sort of fortified wine.
That's
flavor.
what I thought was like a porty.
Yeah.
And then it hit the back of my tongue and had like a totally different experience.
It's very dry in the finish.
Yeah.
Which is where that reminds me of port, that kind of really thick.
There was a brief time where I was like, I like port and I'm going to start drinking it.
Then what happened?
Headaches.
Drinking too much port.
Yeah.
Perhaps?
I think it's like port is like, it's once again, it's not like a lot of people drink it. And so it's probably hard to get good port. And then also it's sugary. So
yeah, very sugary. Yeah.
It's like wine. It's like drinking wine. Like I can't drink wine very much because
that has a dark chocolate taste to me.
Yeah.
Which is what you described, the dark chocolate slide into
like
the dark
slightly burnt dark chocolate.
This is me just walking down a wood paneled hallway in a very dim corridor.
You're describing the hallway in my parents' house in Miami Beach. Yeah. Dark paneled walls.
Very low light, very dim, a cushy carpet.
Yeah, this like sconces, the lights are like wall sconces with like,
flicker of light. There's not really much coming out of it. but you don't feel, it's not like a horror movie. You're not afraid. You're feeling like very comfortable in this.
Like my mom's house. You're describing the hallway. Yeah.
I've often found that in your mom's house.
It's interesting because I would agree. Like we often, it is hot. We often say that it's like, like a study with a leather chair and all that stuff. This is like the hallway that leads to the study. It's so weird that differentiation makes sense to me. But this is like the hallway before you get to the study.
You smell the leather chair.
Yeah,
but in the
down the hall.
But it's
you can,
you're not there
sense it's been there for years, and it's
Yes.
just kind of permeating the air.
Yeah.
Nice still air.
Hmm.
It almost sounds
You know
like
what?
a whiskey when we're all just like sitting and appreciating it.
I will say this though. First of all, I fucking love whiskey. Second of all, this is my favorite whiskey.
Oh,
This is very delicious. I would buy this, but I can't because it's exclusive. This is
you can get on a
bullshit.
plane tomorrow.
No, this is
Go
wrong
to
to do.
Scotland. Go to the Aberlour distillery. Pick it up. You could do it. You could do it.
What do you do during the off when you're not drinking scotch? What are you doing in Scotland?
There's great hiking. There's good food. So a lot of that.
What's near the distillery? Is it just
Outdoors, really, because they're
Yeah.
all like basic. Most of them are outside of cities, so they're just kind of like you're driving down this
remote?
narrow
far
road,
away.
and it's remote. But there's also like national parks around, so you just kind of go for a hike and see something amazing, or go see an old castle, or go to an art museum, or sit in a pub and enjoy fish and chips while a football match is on TV. Whatever,
That sounds great. My wife, in the meantime, would be hunting for Sam Hewitt.
For gingery hunks.
Gingery hunks.
Oh, that's what I was saying. Like you can tell the Highlander places where they shoot, because it's like you'll go to one castle, there's like 12 people milling around, and you go to one that was used in Highlander, and there's like 30 buses out there. People are just milling everywhere, taking photos. Like, this is where John Bon Jovi got his head chopped off. I don't know. I obviously don't.
John Bon Jovi get his head chopped.
Okay, number
Highlander.
one. Highlander is still so popular that the castles from that movie people go to.
No, this is the show.
There's a show.
Well, there was it's over though. That show's over now. Highlander.
It's a
New show.
It's a different show. It's
Wait,
not.
this
it's not
isn't. This isn't.
Can
There
Be
can be only
It's
one,
not
and
that.
then
No, this is a different show. The
It's a
Highland.
nurse in the 1920s or something that goes back in
Yes.
time.
Right. They keep going back in time and then to
That's-
present
no,
time.
wait, that's not Highlander. That's
Isn't it Highlander?
I don't think it's Highlander.
I
No,
gotta
it's-
text my wife. She'll tell me the name.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like this woman, and she keeps traveling in time, and she
Right,
falls
right.
in love with a different gingery hunk every time she goes back.
And she's
What is the
married to
name
them.
of that show that you like with that hunky guy from Scotland? Outlander.
That's it.
Outlander.
Outlander.
My son is in love with that guy too.
Yeah. Although John Bon Jovi is great in Outlander.
I think so. I apologize. This is how much I watch the show. I don't.
No, how'd you know that? No, because my wife is always talking about
Yeah.
The chat.
it. She immediately responded. She immediately responded with Outlander! Exclamation point.
Dare you not
we-
remember? Yeah.
Are we
Sam
sensing this?
Hewen.
What's the
Sam
story?
Hewen, and then she said, "Why?"
Why? Because you want to plan a trip?
She already told me she definitely wants to go. So
Oh.
we're sciencing this up.
Looks like we are.
By the way, my wife fucking loves whiskey.
What, really?
Why don't we
Yes,
have her on the show?
Well, why hasn't she been on the show?
she's shy.
Okay.
All right, that's fair.
Well, she's,
Well, I'll
if she
ask
ever
her.
wants
I'll
to do
ask
the
her.
show, she's welcome
I'll
to be
ask
on it.
her.
I would love to have her
She'll
on the
just
show.
want to talk about Outlander. And
That's fine.
whiskey.
She can talk about whatever she wants.
okay, but then she's gonna make me take her to Scotland.
Yeah.
So you
What's
learn
your
all about
downside on that?
Yeah, I don't.
Nothing. I really wanted to go actually. Very bad.
This is like you've opened a closet in that hallway now, and there's like linens folded in there. Is that me?
Yeah, it does feel like, or you stepped outside like of that hallway into like a field. and you're still like just kind of in the entryway of the hallway, but it's like, or a courtyard, maybe it's like the courtyard of a fancy estate or a castle.
This is the weirdest image, but I imagine like mice with spicy feet running across my tongue.
It got spicier. Water. Oh, it
Like
got
gently,
spicier.
like just quickly running across my tongue, like briefly. What's that face you're making?
How does the water make it seem like there's more alcohol in it? How does it? You
It
put
made it
water in this,
spicy.
and it's like it turns it into fire.
Yes, it made it spicy on my.
I mean, I don't dislike it, but that's so surprising to me. Oh yeah, total fire. Absolutely.
Wow!
Vazam, right?
I had a big gulp of fire mice across my mouth.
Fire mice.
Damn, I think that's the best tasting note ever.
Yeah.
That is a Dungeons and Dragons thing for your castle.
Fire
mice. Fire mice. They run and they start little fires.
As you open the door to the library, you see a sparkle of light. The fire mice have surrounded you.
Everywhere. Go away, fire mice. What you want? Water?
Fire mice.
Whiskey? They want
I
whiskey.
brought the water mice to fight you.
Oh,
Thad, what do you think?
Yeah.
For me, this is going to be a very without water for me.
Yeah.
I think it changed it in a way for me that I just didn't like. I think it made it worse for me from where it was to where it is now with water. Without water on the nose, I got some true polish. It was a little fizzy, like fizzy grapes. And there were some hints of like raspberry tarts that have been dusted with some confectioner sugar. On the taste, it was a little sweet. The grapes became very heavy, whatever that means. And it was like thick and spicy, and leathery. Definitely got some more shoe polish on the taste. And on the finish, I definitely agree that it's dry. But then I got some green leaves after it like sat a little bit more. With water on the nose, it turned into a very dark brown sugar, which I enjoyed on the nose, but the taste, it became just super astringent, which I didn't really enjoy.
Did the fire mice run across your tongue at that point?
Oh yeah, that too. It was a lot more spicy than what I cared for.
It's like I'm putting raw cinnamon, in my mouth now.
Like the cinnamon challenge on the internet.
Yeah.
Actually, I liked it with the water. I drank it all up.
What else, Dad? Were you adding some more there?
Yeah. There's something very interesting on the finish with water. Like it made my mouth even more dry, like a desert. But then past that, like a minute past that, it became almost buttery. So that was fun.
I do want to come back to something you said in your tasting notes, though. You said like it's like this, whatever that means. It's like if you don't know, why is that your tasting note?
Because it's the best way to describe, like, because on the nose it's like fizzy grapes, like lively, and then like the grapes are just like, no, I'm here now to stay. Like, enjoy me.
All right. Fair enough.
But fair point. All right.
And no, you know what? We come up with nonsense tasting notes all the time. Like
I think
You with your,
Yeah.
it's this type of house.
yeah.
It's this kind of hockey team.
I think Thad was apologizing for doing tasting notes like we do it. He's like, and here, let me use a metaphor, like
Right, okay, that's
like you
probably
guys do.
Instead of being accurate.
And you can, I think Thad can use as many metaphors as he wants. Personally, I mean, I'd be a hypocrite for saying otherwise, but you know.
Exactly. I just, can't let a good thing pass. We're just about out of time on this one.
Yeah.
I'm way ahead of you guys. I
You're
did
way
write
ahead.
that thing
All
out
right. So
way long time.
speaking of sherry, these guys are owned by Diageo.
That's a very lovely bottle.
It's a beautiful bottle, hand filled by this guy here.
And what does Blair Athol mean? Is that the family name?
There was a kind of not, it was a local land baron. I can't remember what the exact title was, but his name was Blair Athol with 2 L's. And so they named it after him, I think, to make the distillery sound fancier. He got upset. And so they said, oh, no, we dropped an L. So we're different now. We're not named after you anymore. So that's what they say. It may be apocryphal, who knows? But yeah, there was definitely a Blair Athol with 2 L's. You can go to his house and it's this amazing, wacky place with swords all over the wall and boar's heads. And anyways, yeah, Handfield. So these guys are an awful lot. They mainly do sherried casks. But they will recharge sherry casks. So this is actually is this the one? No, it doesn't say. There was very little information about it. I'm sorry, I don't have very much, except that I'm pretty sure it was sherry because Blair Athol mainly does that.
And you hand filled that bottle.
I hand filled this bottle.
So Andrew, this is
a component of Johnny Walker. Anyway,
this is a Highland. So are we still using Spey water in this?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Well, you can use LA water. You know, what's your?
All right, a Spey water, I guess, is gonna.
What
be
if I
better.
put like Fiji water in there? That would be.
Okay. I don't think it's actually from Fiji.
It's not? All these years?
I don't think so. Is it?
I have no idea. No idea.
A. Morgan says
Where
Fire Ice
is
running
Fiji
to jump
water
to the
from?
pool.
Oh,
It's from Fiji.
It is from Fiji?
Yeah, it's from Yakara on the north shore of BT Levu.
Yakara. I already did last night.
Heyo.
Oh, all right, Joseph, you were saying?
Oh, A. Morgan or I. Morgan says Fire Mice is running to jump to the pool for the next activity.
Yep.
I know who I am, Morgan.
Oh,
Thank
you
you,
do.
I.
Oh yeah.
This is my favorite.
Oh,
whiskey.
you do? This
Yes,
is
I
yeah.
do.
I also I'm even nosing and I know this is going to be my favorite whiskey.
This is nice.
It's got that deep sort of. This is like a cavern
Orange.
underground. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
I was going to give some metaphor, and then I was going to say whatever that
some
means.
crazy metaphor about underground toads. Like it smells like underground toads.
No, I was going to say it's like a cavern, an underground cavern. You know, like a cistern, but that cistern is filled with sherry. That's what
The
it is.
discarded sherry that the sherry makers were making. That's where they poured
Yeah,
it
No,
all.
That's
this
where they
is
pour
this isn't discarded sherry. This is like sherry made by leprechauns and magical folk. Like this is from the Fae. This is like fairy sherry.
The legendary fairy sherry.
The legendary fairy sherry.
It also kind of smells like
orange
marshmallows.
and prunes.
Oh yeah.
You get prunes?
Yeah.
This is not as chocolatey as the previous sherry cask at all.
This is fruit.
This is different. This is
It is fruity. Yeah, I would agree. This is fruitier.
I use simple metaphors. Fruity prunes.
Also like grapes, like red grapes.
fucking love whiskey.
Yeah, me
So
too.
good. This is so good.
Yeah, all right, I really want to taste this.
All right, let's do it. Mmm.
Oh my God, that was so smooth and sweet.
Mmm. This is just almost that umami. It's just like it's just delicious.
Umami, that is it. Like the indescribable,
Just great.
delicious.
Just hits that flavor beautiful and the
No, there's umami flavor in there. Yeah, that is like candied mushrooms or something like that.
You know what that
delicious.
reminded me of? If I'd licked a delicious old envelope and had like really awesome glue.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like-
like old envelopes. People will taste this, so we have to put some flavor in here. Now they're just like,
Yeah.
here you go, industrial crap. Suck
Yeah,
on
Right.
that.
This is like the old school glue from this old envelope that was in your dad's closet. And you're like, whoa,
or an envelope.
an envelope where you get the produce.
Thad typoed. Sorry, Thad, didn't mean to call you out. Yeah, back when glue was made from horses.
Mhm.
Delicious horses.
Mm. Which reminds me of the time I went to Florence and had horse meat with donkey sauce.
No, you did not.
Oh, yes. It's delicious.
Wow.
Yeah. They eat horse meat with donkey sauce.
Was this like a dare, or you just thought on the
No.
menu? Thought,
I saw it on the
"I'm
menu.
gonna have that."
They had like every animal, you name it. They had it.
Kangaroo?
No, they didn't have kangaroo.
Man.
I had some kangaroo in Vancouver.
Did you?
It was delicious.
Oh my God. I'm going to admit something to you guys right now.
Oh.
I went to Japan with my son and we went to the fish market. We're like, oh, let's try this red meat. It's like steak. What is, oh my God. This is delicious. It was whale.
Oh no.
The most delicious whale I ever ate.
Well, presumably the only whale.
It was the only whale I'd ever eaten, but it was the most delicious whale. So I'm sorry I went there.
We're gonna have letters from PETA right now.
The whale was already dead, okay? And in
Okay.
Japan, they were allowed to serve it. So
I should have noticed because the whale wasn't dead. I just had to take a bite. And I thought it was.
listen, you ate a kangaroo, okay? What do you think? People
Yeah.
don't love kangaroos?
So when you
No,
tasted it, you were like, "This is my favorite whale," and then a thing flashed up. It's like, oh, I can't get over this.
I
This
fucking-
is
you know what?
so good.
Really
This is
good.
So good.
I fucking love whale and whiskey. Have you had
I fucking love whale too. As a species that should be preserved.
Have you had this Japanese whiskey? I mean, you're going to take a Japanese trip now.
We've had some Japanese whiskeys.
We've
Yeah.
had some, but yeah, it's not an area that I know very well. I do know that some Japanese distillers buy casks directly from Scotland,
Wow.
bring them in, bottle it on their own, and call it Japanese whiskey. So you got to be careful
What?
in the Japanese whiskey trade. That's all I know. And I'm not going to say names of distilleries, even though I have them written down somewhere, but I just can't remember them. Otherwise, I would.
Maybe it's because I admitted to eating horse, but this has like a horsehair. It has like a horsehair kind of taste.
Yeah. No, I
I
can see
can kind
that.
of see that a little, just taking the saddle off and that kind of.
Right. And it's like wafting
Although-
horsehair.
It has kind of a general sort of stable smell to it of like the hay, and the sort of farmland sort of thing going on.
Like I can imagine this big hunky Scottish guy riding a horse.
Here it comes.
Now I haven't even watched the show because I'm so jealous.
This is the first one that I don't want to science. Like
Yeah,
I just
I don't wanna
it's
science
so
it either.
good. And I feel like it's right in the pocket. Like I feel like sciencing is going to knock it off of its.
I don't know.
But
if
then
we've
what
even-
if it
I'm
makes
not
it even
science.
better? What if it makes it even better?
The
You'll
odds
never
are the
know.
odds are against that. Plus, Thad's going to do it anyway, and he'll tell me. So that is compelled to put water in all of these.
He's a
He is
scientist.
compelled.
This
Listen.
is science.
I don't know better. I'm not as experienced as you guys.
You can do what you want, man.
I'm going to do it.
Do it.
You're not going to
Yeah.
tell me what
Maybe
to do.
you'll
I'm not
love
telling
it,
you
and
to
then
do
I'll
it.
try it after you love it. I'm just saying, I'm not saying I'm not going to do it, but right
It's
now I'm
just
dubious. That's all.
Fantastic the way it is. It's just
Yeah.
you're playing with fire, I think.
That's like, oh, this Mona Lisa. I think I'm going to add some.
Did you
I'm going
say?
to photo.
Did you just say the Mona Lisa?
Yeah, the Mona Lisa. That's what you get at the grocery store. You get it at the grocery store, and you put it in an envelope.
No one's safe. No one is safe.
Well, you know what? I just added some science to it, and it immediately smelled caramelly.
I don't know. if
Like
that's
change
true.
the smell. I don't smell horse anymore, and I don't smell prunes anymore. Now I smell a baseball glove,
Oh.
like a Rawlings oiled glove that I wrap with the shoelace around with a ball and put under my bed, under the mattress, to get it ready. You know, that oily
Mhm.
kind of.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember
Yeah.
oiling the baseball.
That's
glove.
That's
like- that's
exactly
old
what it
school.
smells like. Which is
Okay, well, I'm gonna have one more
strangely,
sip, and I'll try science.
which is strangely what my dad would smell like on Fridays. Hmm.
Seems like a dad smell. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for more data points. I feel like a jerk, but I'm just gonna wait.
I know,
See.
I would
I
wait
just
too.
like this so much. It's so good.
It doesn't hurt the nose.
Brian's
It makes it more
tasting.
outdoorsy. It feels like a fresh breeze is coming through it.
I'm gonna science this, aren't I? I'm going to. It's happening.
It's made it nutty.
Like the professor.
Then it made it like the Nutty
It
Professor.
smells like Gary Lewis.
Glavin, it actually made it
Yep, done some
made it taste like nutty.
No, I'm not super enjoying the change in the nose.
I don't think you're gonna like the change in the mouth either, because that umami bit is kind of chaste.
This like the spicy bite at the end went away.
Yeah, before it had like a lot of rich, deep stuff going on, and now it's like a flutist going, boop, 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 you know. And then that flutist.
That
kind
was
of
not a
spiraled.
flute. That was a piccolo. That was a
You're right.
piccolo.
No, you're right. It's a piccolo.
Fucking piccolo.
I guess it'd be.
Small.
And then the piccolo player sets on fire. Still really good. Not as good as it was before water. And now we must hear what Thad says.
I'm gonna say it's a no with water. I do enjoy the nose with water, but the taste is it's harsh. Without water on the nose, I definitely got some cherry cough syrup, some cordial cherries, and some like fresh berry tarts. So a lot of berries, I guess. Really, this is really what I'm getting off the nose. Then underneath all that, there's like some like spicy herbs going in there. Like maybe some tarragon or marajam, like something like that.
Marajam?
I'm sorry. English is hard.
No, I think you said it right. I've
Is it
just
Marajam?
never tasted.
That was margarine.
Marjoram. I think that's actually it. Thank you. For the taste, without water, I definitely got a spiciness like jalapenos. It was super smooth though, which I really enjoyed. And then I got some candied oranges on there.
Yes.
With water on the nose, it just kind of went full blown. You're walking into a fresh bakery and they have a ton of puff pastries and you just want to eat every single thing you see in sight, pretty much, which I loved. But the taste, it just became way too hot for me. A lot more wood came out and it became super bitter. And it just wasn't worth it for me.
No, I mean it was so good pre-water. It's kind of a disappointment with water.
And that's most of the whiskeys I think that we have, really.
I think I have to take responsibility because I was the one that said let's try sciencing.
You're not responsible. We put water in our own whiskeys, Brian.
Yeah.
I didn't ruin it.
You didn't
No.
make us do it. Like we
No, man.
often will do it even against her best interest, and this was against her.
Yeah, that's what
Look.
science is for.
I gotta say I like them both.
Okay.
I agree. I still like
I
it
didn't
with water.
dislike it.
I just didn't like it as much.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean like
Yeah.
I'm still gonna drink it.
Okay, good. That was
Although
Okay.
really you
well,
should be
you know
drinking
what?
something else. which
Here's
is the
the
next whiskey.
pièce de résistance. This is what I'm so excited about. So this is Clydeside. This is a distillery that opened about little under 4 years ago. So this is a 3-year-old single cask expression from again filled by that guy.
Andrew Pjark.
Well, 60.4%. So they also filled at 63.5. So this has lost a little bit over the 3 and some odd years that it was in the cask. Had some of this is also a Dechar Rechar barrel, which means that they scraped. It's obviously been used 2 times or 3 times already to age whiskey. They scraped the char off the inside. They recharred it. So it's going to have a lot less influence of the bourbon that was in the barrel to begin with, because that has all been a lot of it's been scraped away. There's still going to be some, So it's going to be, but it's going to be more akin to like a virgin cask in terms of like the oak and vanilla we're going to get from it. I'm thinking.
And it's 3 years old.
3 years
This
old.
is a baby. This is
So
a
this
baby.
is, well, this is like, I think, just keep that in mind because this might be amazing. I think a lot of young whiskeys are very surprising, ones that I've had, because I think there's this bias that like, no, it must be 20 years to be good at all. And I just don't think that's true.
The river that runs through Glasgow is the Clyde. And so this is Clydeside. It is right. It's the most accessible distillery you're going to find in Scotland. It's one of the ones you can get off at the airport, take a train and hop off and walk to the distillery. It is right.
Do they have Clydesdales at Clydeside?
They do not.
Disappointed by that, but I'll deal with it.
You'll have to suffer through.
I thought the guy's name was Clyde that owned the place. And that was too easy.
His name is Clydie, actually.
Or Clyde.
Yeah.
It's the way the Scottish pronounce things. Yeah.
And this is a lowland.
This is a lowland, which there are not a lot of. There's only a few that make single malt distillery outputs. A lot of them make blends in the lowland.
Whoa, that's a different.
Yeah, boy.
I didn't know.
Oh, I like that.
In the nose, this is
That like it was like we're off to the races. It's like running. It's like very I don't know, fast. I don't know how I would describe it. Like
Light high notes.
light high notes. I
Clouds.
can only describe it in areas.
that's a better way to describe it.
Cumulus clouds in a blue sky, just like wisps of clouds. And you're flying up among them. And vanilla, yeah, definitely vanilla and sweetness. Like, what is that? Cotton candy.
I wish Dave Chonin was here to try this, because Dave fucking loves whiskey.
He does, yeah.
He fucking loves it.
Oh, he was a great guest, right? That was the day we had on the show.
That was the
Yes,
day we had.
yes.
These are the Daves I know. These are the Daves I know.
I have a early bootleg of that song because Bruce and I recorded that well before it came out on
Wow.
Did you watch the new season?
Haven't seen it yet. No.
Of what? Of what?
Kids in the Hall.
Oh yes. It's quite good. Quite good, but
Motormouth in the morning.
they've gotten
So
so old.
But like,
Yeah.
yes, but you can tell that they're just like having fun now, and it's like it's
Well,
kind of better in a way.
Right.
Brain
Because
Brain
I'm-
Candy, they were
episode,
kind of like
wait,
at odds with each
the
other.
first episode, they're showing their
I know,
fucking balls. Like right
Yeah.
away.
and it was hilarious. The most hilarious full exposure I've ever seen, and I was like,
Yes,
that is
it was fucking
that
awesome.
literally takes balls to do that. Literally to just be like, I'm showing you this, and it's gonna be funny.
And they were like jumping up and down.
I know. I know.
Terrible.
Like I normally
Very.
wouldn't think that sort of thing was funny, but that was hilarious.
That's interesting.
So
Did you
the one
taste it?
behind- I haven't tasted it yet.
Haven't
The
tasted
one
it yet.
behind Clydeside is 80 Rechar, which is a independent bottler.
So
I kind of want to taste it. We should taste it. Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Okay. That does taste young. I like it, but definitely that's got like a zip there. That's got
It's got, you know what? It's like somebody's kicking me in my mouth.
yeah.
I get cinnamon right off the top there. There might be some of the fire mice lingering there,
Yes,
but
the
they've
fireflies
tried to
running
put
on.
their fire out with cinnamon. And
That
then
is
they-
not. It's not subtle at all. I do want to take it and stick it into a cask for another 10 years.
Yeah.
And then try it again.
Like this kid needs to mellow out.
Yeah.
He's like really.
But it's
Rambunctious.
super exciting that something that's just 3 years old can have this kind of body and this kind of character, and you just know, like, it's just going to like calm the fire mice down, and the flavors that are going to be left are going to be wonderful in this thing. So I'm really excited.
You know what it did? And this could be because it's my fourth glass of scotch, but it made my mouth numb.
Well, it's also, this is
It's
60%.
60.4%.
So that's for sure a factor.
Because it's like, you know, when you go to the dentist and they inject that's what happened to my tongue.
Because also we did go up to 58 with the second Aberlour, and then we went back to 56, and then this. So that I think that dip might be a
The
factor.
fire mice, their feet were little needles that injected my tongue with lidocaine.
Yeah.
Delicious lidocaine.
So I just went to the dentist for a cleaning this morning. Just a cleaning. So I didn't actually have any, drilling or anything. But the thing that I noticed coming down from Canada, when they put the numbing agent in your mouth up there, they said, we're going to freeze your mouth. We're going to freeze your gums. So they call it freezing, whereas here it's just numbing. I don't know if that's a Canadian thing, just because we know what cold is like.
It's definitely a Canadian thing.
Weird.
Do they say, we're going to freeze your mouth? I'm sorry, but we got to freeze it.
Oh, we got to freeze that.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna freeze your mouth.
It's about time to freeze it. Eh?
Oh yeah, your mouth is gonna be chilly, eh?
That's for sure. Oh, it's going to happen.
Just going to squirt some beer in there.
Oh, it's going to be like a hockey rink when the Zamboni comes over.
Oh yeah, no, the fire mice are gonna go running up and down your tongue there.
Oh, we don't call them fire mice here. We call them snow mice.
Oh yeah.
We just call them mice. Just
Yeah.
like you guys call
Is
it
Canadian
bacon
beer
up
the
there.
best beer in the world? That's what Tipsy Asparagus says. Is it the best beer in the world?
It's, you know what? I think
Labatt's.
it was at a time. I don't think it is any longer.
Labatt's.
Coors. I mean, like, don't. There's local microbreweries everywhere now, and you know what? You can get good beer anywhere.
If
I
you like IPA.
had a passion fruit lager on Thursday in Costa Rica.
Ooh.
A mango. I kind of like that. That seems
good.
very Costa Rican.
It was very good. Monkey served it to me.
Now
I'm sorry?
a monkey served it to you.
Monkey served it to you.
This game was a lady.
Yeah,
IPAs are overdone.
IPAs. I'll agree with that.
That is true. Now, this is something, once again, and I always have I feel like I generally have a strong opinion. I want to put water in this. Like, it's so strong. It needs to be mellowed out.
This guy, you know what you need to do? You need to line up these bottles and take a fire hose.
Just
Calm the fuck down. Just relax.
But it's young, it's eager, it's just gotten out there. They actually opened in 2017 in November. So they're a little older than I stated. They're about 5 years old. But
they're precocious. It's precocious.
I'm really
It's
excited.
young.
I'm very excited to see 10 years from now, 20 years from now, what's going on.
Well, I think even 5 years. I
You know,
think after 5 years,
10 years,
something
10 years,
from this
it's gonna have a little beard, like a small beard, and it's gonna be well read. It's gonna mellow out.
It'll be like Doctor Strange after he goes to he gets his powers.
Oh,
Spoilers.
Have you not seen the first movie?
Yes, I have.
Have you seen this newest one?
The Multiverse of Madness?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Is it worth seeing?
I liked it, but
I just scienced it.
a lot of reference. You just scienced it. I'm going to take one more sip, and then I'm definitely going to. So this has nothing to do with you,
I'm going to
Brian.
science this too.
Whether it's good or bad, this is not your responsibility. I'm going to science it because I want to.
I did see the latest Jurassic World at work yesterday. It's a fun, ride. It's just as ridiculous as all the other Jurassics. But it's fun ride.
I think I'm gonna give in and watch this Outlander show. Joseph, you may want to.
I may want to what?
Watch this hunky gingery guy.
I've seen
Drink
some
scotch
episodes of
while you're
Outlander.
Oh yeah.
I saw like 5 episodes and it just didn't hook
It's not
me.
my jam. It's it's not my jam. And I love time travel, but it's just not my jam.
I'll tell you what was my jam that I just finished was The Gilded Age.
I love the Gilded Age.
It was so good.
Ridiculous, right?
Are they gonna have like more Gilded Age?
I really hope so.
Like, how long was The Gilded Age? Was it long enough to have a second season?
I think so.
I just watched Outpost 11. I really liked that a lot. Yeah, it's kind of a post-apocalypse miniseries with Shakespeare. It's really good.
Oh,
Yeah, it's kind of about
a post-apocalyptic Gilded Age.
sure. It's like it's kind of like what are the tribes of basic humans and what is culture going to be? But it's also just a really good story. Like right after we all die from whatever, and it's self-contained. Like there's 10 episodes,
that's it.
and it's on HBO. I really liked it.
Okay.
I don't know what to say about this with water. I really
The
don't.
nose changed significantly in a way that I can't describe it.
It's more funky to me. Instead of being up here in the clouds, it's down under the earth.
It lowered
in a
it down.
swamp.
I agree with that. In more middle notes. I wouldn't say bass notes in the nose.
Maybe I'm like now instead of flying up in the air, I'm flying just above a swamp, like above the trees in a swamp or a forest.
Og.
Someone's making a reduction of celery, I think. So it's a celery paste that's going to be drizzled on something. Can you do that? I don't cook a lot.
Yes, those strong celery flavors you can really reduce to get.
But I get the celery.
I'm sure you can. You probably can.
Celery. I think it'd be really hard because it is mostly water, right? You can reduce anything. Thank you, Tipsy.
Huh.
Holy
Whiskey with water. Whiskey with water.
You like it with water, Andrew?
I like it with water.
Wow, did that change the whole way it landed on my mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Like smoky. And it spread out all over my tongue. Before it was like very narrow. And then the fire mice spread out like all over. Like they started laying down and rolling across, like rolling, like when you roll your thumb on when you're giving your thumb when they're taking your thumbprint. Like
how many times have you been arrested there?
As a lawyer, we have to give our thumb.
I see.
So it's like they're doing a thumbprint on my tongue. The fire.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah, no, I hear you. It's like rah. Yeah.
So
So they took the fire mouse
thumbs.
and rolled it slowly across the entire surface of my tongue.
I'm sorry,
Fire
sir.
mice
We'll need
have
an imprint of your fire mouse before we allow you into the building, please.
Go
roll
right
your
ahead.
fire mouse.
Go right ahead.
Roll it on this tongue, and we will take an imprint.
There's a guy who's just like,
I want to know what Thad has to say about this.
Every day he's like, "This is my life." Thad,
Yeah,
what do you think?
I want to hear what he has to say.
I don't think you do, because I'm going in a completely different direction than all of you all.
No,
That's why I want to hear from you. I do want to. Why would you say that?
On the nose, this is all without water. On the nose, it was definitely like very floral for me. It was like going through a spring field of flowers and just like rolling around in them. Past that, it got a little thick, like custard notes and some banana puddings in there. And then there was a little bit of jello. I could not tell you what color jello, but definitely like gelatin jello in
Does
there.
the color actually change the flavor? I don't think so.
I don't know. I like to think it does. All right.
Okay.
I gotta just say this because I just noticed it. It smells a little like pea. It has like a pea smell once I added the water.
I thought you said Pete, but Pete?
Pea, like piss.
Like you're
Like, not like bad asparagus pea. Not a strong one, like a light pea.
the delicious pea.
Delicious pea.
Like
Like leprechaun pea.
a healthy one.
A healthy pea.
What about the taste, Thad?
One more note on the nose without water. A little bit of a hint of Play-Doh.
Oh.
For taste for me, I didn't really think it was too on fire. I really enjoyed the taste without water. Like it reminded me of Bananas Foster's, some grapes. It was very velvety, and then there was like a sweet wine, kind of like a Riesling in there.
I can see that.
And then like with water on the nose, I got it became very pencily woody for me. And like cherries started to pop up, and actually with water, cherries followed through the whole thing. On the taste, I got a very weird, like sauteed mushroom vibe. It became a little bitter and like cherry chapsticky. And then on
Cherry
the finish, it was just
Waxiness.
cherries for me on the finish after a little while. So I'm torn with water, without water. I definitely say it's what are you in the mood for me, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I'm the
did
only
feel like
one.
for me the water was kind of a lateral move, but I liked them both.
Yeah. I'd say this is a single blue dot.
Where are you saying, Brian?
I guess I'm the only one who tasted, not tasted, but smelled pea.
I
I mean, I can hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Like very
a
faint.
very buttery version of it. I would maybe give you that.
It's not bad or weird that I'm saying.
No, you drink pee. Everyone drinks pee all the time. It's just a thing people do. Don't. It's sterile. Don't think it's wrong.
Yeah.
I
We've
don't
all
fucking,
been
I don't fucking love pee. All right, I do not.
Just the water sports. Doesn't
way
like
to
pee.
way to take a bold stand there and really put your flag in the ground. I'm so glad Brian's on the show.
I mean, legally, yes. I'm also happy.
The mouse just rolled, fully rolled, slow roll against the tongue with the water.
How did I get this job? Why didn't I stay in school?
Shut up and roll your mice, doorkeeper.
Oh boy. I'll tell you what. I'm a little drunk.
Yeah. You know what? Did your son stay and watch the whole thing?
No, he's still here?
No,
Yep.
he's off playing World of War something.
He's playing like Halo, the new Halo game.
World of War Halo.
Yeah. I think I nailed that. I know video games like nobody's business.
Have you tried this new Pong thing? It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm old enough. I bought a Pong game.
World of
when I was
Fortnite
young.
Halo.
Yeah, totally. World of Fortnite Halo. Fuck, I love whiskey. It is incredible that it's such a simple thing. You got your barley, you got your water, you got your yeast, and but boom, the flavors that open up. Like they're not even talking about that many varieties of barley. There's like 4 or 5 in every distillery you go to. You hear like, oh yes, we're using this, we're using this, we're using this. So it's not like grapes where they've got all this variety. It's not like a beer where they can like put a little bit of hops in, put a lot of hops in, do like all this stuff. It's just these 3 ingredients and fuck, I love whiskey.
And it has so many flavors, so many, like just even today, there was like a range of stuff. Huge range of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, just I think we should just make a clip of Thad describing every whiskey and just like try and eat everything that he describes.
Bananas Foster.
Yeah.
When was the last time, Thad, you had Bananas Foster?
That's a good question.
Probably about 2 years ago.
I was going to be like yesterday.
Wait. That was the middle of the pandemic. So you made it for yourself?
I mean, don't we all make it? Come on, it's a certified comfort food. All right, it's no one is angry at Bananas Fosters. All right,
you had Bananas Fosters at your brother's house.
Yeah,
bullshit.
On waffles.
Wow,
it was fucking amazing.
Did they light it on fire?
Yeah, that's how you make it. That's how you reduce it.
The waffle was on fire.
No, they reduce it and then you put it. You don't like eat it on fire. Like you on fire.
You don't light the waffle on fire and have
no.
That would be a flawful.
That would be waffle flambe.
Oh, that's better.
You can also get some at that. Like there's that New Orleans restaurant over at the Disney Walk that has great Bananas Foster. Yeah.
New Orleans Cafe.
I think that might be what it's called.
They have decent beignets.
Yeah, their beignets are okay. They have really good jambalaya and stuff. Now I'm hungry. You know what? We have to ask Brian a question now.
No, I don't want to. I want to keep going.
Okay.
I guess we have to ask him a question. Go ahead, Joseph. I can't now.
You're gonna make me do it? I guess you know, I've known him longer.
Excuse me. Hold on a second. I'm drinking. Gelatin.
What color?
Delicious.
The delicious color.
Yeah, really.
Jiggly flavor.
Yeah.
A money.
Very good.
Jiggle, jiggle. Get full.
I'm so glad someone dropped out that I was able to fill the gap of this special exclusive whiskey tasting.
Well, you know, when we think of gap fillers, we often think of Brian.
I am a gap filler. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
What's your question?
Brian, by the way, is an amazing attorney, and if you ever need someone to represent you,
You get horribly disfigured.
for personal injury, then he's the guy.
Wait,
Or if you lose your taste and smell. Can you imagine that?
that is the worst nightmare I can think of.
Yes. Very bad nightmare. This whole show would be useless.
Oh, my whole collection over there would be useless.
Yeah, you'd just be some guy.
You'd have to
just be
give it
some
to
guy
someone
drinking
else, like
dirty water.
your good
You'd
friend.
be drinking dirty water. It'd mean nothing.
Could never.
You'd be drinking, water that makes you feel kind of dizzy and it burns your mouth. That's it.
Right.
That does not sound appealing.
Not enough.
You'd have flavorless mice running across your mouth.
Yeah,
flavorless mice.
Flavorless.
Screw them. You know what? If I have that happen, I need an attorney.
I'm your guy. Tell the jury what it was like when the flavorless mouse ran across your tongue.
It was often very flavorless. I knew the mice were running, but I didn't know what their feet had been dipped in.
And how did that make you feel?
Sad because
Objection, Your Honor. No one gets sad anymore. We're sad. We're all sad all the time.
it made me sadder.
Sustained.
Tipsy asparagus also.
You can't say anything makes you sad because everybody is sad 24/7 since, I don't know, 2016. So
You know what? Joseph is embodied like every defense attorney that I've been up against.
that's my
Yeah.
skill. It's my magic skill.
Oh,
Well, listen, did you have a question? Did you have a question to ask me?
yes.
Oh,
you
yeah.
do.
Do you like whiskey?
No.
Oh.
I fucking love whiskey.
We should have music playing while we do that. Otherwise,
Yeah, that we'll work on it. We'll add it at some point.
we'll add it.
Yeah.
Brian, thank you for being a guest. Thad,
Andrew,
thanks for being our best.
Thank you for
technical
smuggling
advisor.
all this delicious whiskey back.
Didn't smuggle it. I kind of smuggled it. I didn't smuggle it. You know what? It's $3 a bottle duty when you bring back more than you have allocation for. If you bring back more than 2 liters, it's
It's $3.
$3 a bottle. So it's like when I learned that the first year, I just didn't care ever again.
Wait, this is an important question. I don't know. This is
This is
not
US only.
appropriate. But is it, how much is a bottle of that rare scotch like my
exclusive?
favorite one was number 2, the Aberlour single cask edition.
Aberlour. Like
Aberlour, the Speyside first fill sherry. Which is a bottle of that cost.
Let me just look through my receipts till I find
You
it.
can also
here.
you can find.
By the way, you
something
can write
similar.
all of this off. This is all a write-off.
No, I just 6 ounces of it. This was the one you liked was the 10-year-old.
I liked them all. I fucking loved them.
Oh, I love them all.
But this one,
That was 65 pounds, which probably
Wow.
relates to
$80.
80 bucks, 90 bucks, something like that.
Yeah. It's delicious.
So, totally worth it. And it's unique. It's a unique thing you're only going to get by going to the distillery. So
Yeah.
you take a chance.
You can get some similar Aberlours if you
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
There's stuff that's available at K&L that's in the same zone. Yeah.
you won't get single cask, but you'll get vattings that they've had from different casks in their distillery. So, this stuff is amazing. It's so good.
By the way, I feel like I'm floating. a
Give
little
it a
bit.
chance.
That is a side effect. That is a potential side effect.
Yeah, like just slowly
Brian, wait,
Floating.
where are you going?
go, like a hot air balloon that's just trying to take off, but you guys are bringing me back down.
Oh, we're bringing you back down. That is not the way. No, go.
Not in a
Brian.
bad way.
Keep
Not in a
breathing.
bad way.
Fine.
No, not in a bad way. Like, calm down, buddy. Just calm down.
Going back to this Blair because, for goodness. sakes,
Yeah, I think
Blair,
that was my favorite was the third one, but you know,
The third one, right.
it's subjective. Yeah, I really like that third one.
I like this third one a lot. I want to thank Outside in Theater. There's many great shows coming here, and we're going to be doing some live ones apparently in the future. Some live shows are in their future here.
Live, I fucking love whiskey shows.
You know what? Nothing would give me better pleasure than if we could have people come and taste this with us while we're doing the show. That is
Like
the
an
dream.
audience is drinking whiskeys while we're drinking the whiskeys.
Yeah, the same whiskey.
That would-
And that's the dream. That
Yeah.
is the dream.
Well, I have to be a part of that when that happens.
You know, you're going to be our #1 sponsor. So Brian, we need you there.
Yes, I will. I will
And you'll probably
sponsor.
be a guest as well.
And I told her not to put it down there. She did it upstairs.
There are people that are observers that are watching the show right now
There's a few.
in the house. I have a live experience right
Oh,
here.
right now. Feedback.
Yes.
You know,
Well, listen, guys, I had so much fun.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Geek Filter, for our graphics. Thank you, Thad, for being amazing. Thank you, Outside in Theater. Thank you for watching. And more wonderful distillery exclusives next week.
We fucking love whiskey.
Fucking love whiskey.
Fucking love it. Thanks, guys.